The shell, which smashed into Alla Ganina's 7th-floor apartment last weekend, made a hole which will not easily be mended. As a child, she survived the Ukrainian famine, which followed World War II. Now, in her frailest years, she is having to endure hardship again.
I survived all that. It's painful and it's offensive because we just started to live well again, and then they started killing us. We don't need all this.
Donetsk is frankly a shadow of its former self. The northern districts where I'm standing now bearing multiple scars of the shelling and the mortar attacks which have been taking place here over recent weeks. A ceasefire would be hugely welcome for the beleaguered residents of these housing blocks, but the distant sound of gunfire and explosions that we're hearing this afternoon mean it's far from being a reality on the ground. For an hour on Wednesday, it appeared that the Ukrainian president had announced a sudden end to the conflict, a snap truce, said to have been agreed during a phone call with the Russian President Vladimir Putin. That was until the Kremlin flatly denied the news, all of which left civilians in Donetsk feeling much the same as they had before.
Yes, we've heard about the ceasefire idea, but there were crazy explosions today everywhere. We were in the bus, came out, and shelling started.
But the Russian president, who is blamed by the West for stoking the conflict, now says he does have a plan, containing 7 proposals, most of which look remarkably similar to the 14-point peace plan which the Ukrainian president put to pro-Russian fighters back in June. But the Russian leader wants Ukrainian forces not just to stop operations, but to withdraw from around big cities.
The warring parties should immediately agree on and implement the following. Firstly, to end the offensive operations by the armed forces of the militia in Donetsk and Luhansk, to pull back the Ukrainian army and not shell populated areas, to ensure international observers monitor the ceasefire, and finally to ensure combat aircraft aren't used against civilians in the conflict zone.
Separatist leaders claim not to have seen President Putin's plan immediately, but they were in broad agreement with its proposals.
Let them just go away and stop bothering us. We didn't bother them. We didn't go to Kiev, and we don't shell there. Do they want us to come to Kiev and start shelling? So I repeat once more, leave us in peace, go away.
The coming days promise to be critically important. Ukraine's troubles will be top of the agenda when the NATO summit convenes on Thursday in Wales. The contact group representing Kiev, Moscow and the separatists will meet again in Minsk on Friday. And on the same day, the EU will decide whether to hit Russia with yet more sanctions. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera, Donetsk.